Urban legends have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Often there's some sort of warning or caution for the audience, and there's a moral to the story. Most people tend to brush these stories off as just that, stories. People get entertainment out of it and joke about it being just a myth and the story being false. But what about the urban legends that aren't a myth and that aren't false? How about the kind of urban legends that make you cringe still, because they still exist, because they're real? I'm talking about the urban legend that makes you cautious in the waters of the world. I'm talking about the infamous urban legend that still exists today. It's called the Devil's Triangle, or better known as the Bermuda Triangle. It's in these swirling waters of the Atlantic Oceans that thousands of ships and aircrafts disappear and have never been heard from again. The Bermuda Triangle ranged from Miami, Florida, to San Juan, Puerto Rico, to the Bermuda Islands. The first disappearance can be dated back to 1881, when the Ellen Austin was a ship that was sailing from London, England, across the Atlantic. The Ellen Austin came upon a ship that had a crew member on board, and it was going to sail to New York. So the Ellen Austin decided to sail with it to New York. However, this new ship disappeared, then it reappeared with a different crew on board, only to disappear yet again. There's no reports that have reported a crew member of this size to disappear like that. However, the existence of the Ellen Austin ship has been confirmed. How about this account of the Bermuda Triangle to make you cautious? The biggest loss of crew members in the U.S. Navy history is that was not involved in any combat, is that of the USS Cyclops. With a crew member of 309 members, it vanished from the triangle after March 4th, 1918. It was coming from the Bermuda Islands. The ship or crew were never found, and they never left any trace. Many of the people suggest that the crew just sank due to the ocean storms and winds. However, no theories have ever been confirmed. Another famous disappearance is that of Flight 19. Flight 19 was a training flight for 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers that disappeared in the Triangle on December 5th, 1945. The flight had over 350 miles to fly altogether to complete their training, but they never completed their training and they never returned home. It is said that part of the pilot's conversation had been recorded and that their sense of direction was completely off, their compasses were spinning out of control, and the pilot said that there was no weird magnetic disturbances to be found or reported. U.S. Navy investigators, however, their theory is that they just ran out of fuel. However, you would think that they would have planned for this flight and calculated how much fuel they need. So, did they really run out of fuel? No. Also, a PBM Mariner was a rescue crew of 13 that was sent to look for Flight 19. But get this, they too disappeared. Off the coast of Florida, a tanker reported seeing an explosion of some sort. The Navy suggests that the Mariner had a history of exploding due to vapor leaks. But that's kind of, a convenient story, isn't it? Not only do compasses go awry, but there is also said to be ghosts of the triangle. This is taken into account of Thomas Mantell Jr. He said that there was a mysterious object dancing around his plane. Upon pursuing that, his plane took a nosedive and then exploded midair. Police and the Air Force cannot explain what Thomas was talking about or what object he was trying to pursue, and they cannot explain why his plane exploded. There are several theories about why these disappearances happen, such as methane gas being released from the ocean floor, magnetic disturbances, strong Gulf currents, and erratic ocean storms. But why are so many of the ships never found? Some say that there's nothing strange about the Bermuda Triangle whatsoever. After all, the Coast Guard does not recognize its existence. Ships and planes go missing all the time in the ocean. But how do you explain abandoned ships with different crew members on board, or spinning compasses and objects in the air, and pilots saying strange things over radio conversations? There's never been one confirmed logical answer. Kinda makes you cringe, doesn't it? The Bermuda Triangle has been adapted into many books and movies, and they make this legend even scarier and more real.